What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Lola.B. Okay. And today I'm coming on here to finish the rest of my testimony. Now, if you read the description box, it'll tell you that I started my testimony videos on TikTok. Okay. I started posting 60 seconds slash 3 minute videos for my testimony. It is up to, if I'm not believing, 48, 49 parts on TikTok. And this will be the remainder of my testimony. I feel like it'll be easier for me to just record it all live versus posting all of those reels. It's too time consuming. It's taking me too long to get the whole testimony out. So I'd rather just do it like this. It might take me maybe like an hour or two in here because of how long my testimony is. I will be basically talking about everything that I went through and dealt with leading up to where I am today. So where I left off on the videos, and this is another disclaimer, if you guys would like for me to post those videos on YouTube Shorts, I will. If not, you guys can literally go over to my TikTok, which is Lola.B.tarot, and watch those videos, all 48 of those videos, and then come back here and finish it off. Either whatever way y'all want to do it. But let's get into it. So where I left off at on the videos, I was basically talking about how, once people, the older you get, you realize the things that you do to people, how you hurt people, how make people feel. So you really, it's like grown people be wanting to make excuses, but me growing into becoming an adult of myself, you feel me? You start to realize, like, yeah, I know that wasn't right. That wasn't cool. That was cruel of me. I shouldn't have did like, but some people really don't care. Okay. Um, but like I was saying, leaving off from where I left off on the videos, I was living with my mom majority of the time. So when we were staying at my grandma's house, um, I was born and raised in Detroit, Michigan. For all the ones that come on here and haven't went back and watched the videos, born and raised in Detroit, Michigan. I'll give y'all a little summary of kind of the videos. I'm born in Detroit, Michigan. I'm 27 years old. I currently have a 2-year-old daughter. Um, I was mostly raised with my mom. I have two dads. And well, at the time of my testimony and my journey throughout life, I had two dads and a stepdad. And I kind of already kind of like broke down a little bit about dealing with each parent in the other videos, but this will be a continuation of that. Okay, so where I left out, I was talking about how when I was living with my mom, um, we stayed with my grandma a lot, and I was talking about the different things that I experienced from my first encounter with the ghost, and from that point forward, that's where I started getting more background from my mom about the things that she experienced as a kid, and but that's later on. Like I'll get there. Also, while living with my grandma, I also experienced a situation where I had a flashback recently. You know how they say sometimes you can be so traumatized as a kid uh, that your mind won't let you remember certain things. And I feel like this was one of those moments because I can remember just about everything. I just can't really remember the faces of the two individuals it was. All I know is I remember being at my grandma's house, and which is my mom's mom. And this particular day, I don't know if everybody was like gone or just my grandma was there and she was upstairs, or if it was just later on in the nighttime. But I can recall that there was somebody living with my grandma, just like us. I mean, my brother, he automatically stayed with my grandma because my grandma basically raised him, and he was kind of like back and forth with us with our mom, and then back over with grandma. So I knew for a fact my brother was there most definitely, but he had his own room. I can't recall who it was sleeping in my grandmother's front room, but I can remember that pull-out bed. Now, this particular pull-out bed, it wasn't like a pull-out bed to where you could pull it out from like a couch. It was like one of them beds you unfold. Like, you know how you could fold it back up, but then you could unfold it and then you just put the mattress on there? Yeah. I remember I don't know exactly who had this mattress in the front room, but I remember the plastic still being on the bed. I remember the kitchen light being on. I remember the stair light being off. The front room light was off. The dining room light was on. And they were fondling me. They were touching on me. Now I can't. Now for a long time, I did not remember this. This this memory came back to me like maybe like 4 or 5 months ago, uh, through a dream, and it was just like I remembered just about almost majority of it, but the faces were blurry. So, but I know for a fact it had to be family because it's the only people that really was allowed to live with my grandma was family. Okay. And my mom didn't find out about that until I started talking to her after I had the realization of the dream and I started remembering certain things. Um, After that, if I'm not mistaken, no, I'm not aware if anybody knew about that. I'm not aware because I didn't speak about it. I didn't talk about it. Once again, I just had the realization moment not too long ago. But after that, if I'm not mistaken, I believe after we left, after spending some time with my grandma, because at that same house, that's where my mom got arrested and stuff like that. So I think after my mom came back from jail, I believe we left and moved. If I'm not mistaken, I think we went into a shelter or we moved somewhere else. Um, Once again, this is sixth grade year, so before I move past this stage, I have to go over to uh, Dad B. Okay. Now Dad B, um, I lived with him on and off too. Like I was back and forth from my mom to my dad, and I think it was more so like. So the reason I would go. My mom would send me over there. I believe is because those hard times we would have where we was homeless, where we was in shelters, where it was a little bit too much for her to handle. She wanted to, she needed a little bit of break. She needed some, what I'm saying. So there would be times where she would send us to go stay with our dad people or other family members, and she would just keep the youngest two, just so she can get back on her feet, and then we will be able to come back home. So I believe this was one of them particular times. Now, if y'all haven't been following this testimony or haven't been following my videos, that be um, I experienced a lot of uh, verbal abuse, mental abuse, and physical abuse from Dabby. Um, I was neglected by Nabby. Um, I was left out by Dabby. Um, when I went to go move with Dabby when I was in sixth grade, I can recall we was staying on what is the name of that street? It was off Finkel somewhere. Off Finkel somewhere. In this house, is where I kind of experienced a little bit more traumatic experiences. Now, I had an issue with my dad. Well, my dad had an issue with me, and that issue that he had with me was lying. And what he didn't understand was he had placed so much fear in me, and that I was getting my ass whooped for telling the truth. And when I would lie, I was still getting beat. I was getting beat for things I didn't do. I was getting beat for other people, things other people did. You feel me? I was getting beat when I lied. I got beat when I told the truth. So it really was like I started to get afraid to even open my mouth, to even answer questions, to even get in trouble. Like not just off of because I knew I was getting beaten, but how bad my beatings were. Okay. Now in these early stages of my life, sixth grade, I think I'm probably about maybe like 10, 11. I believe from the ages of 8 on up, I started thinking about committing suicide. The first time I thought about committing suicide, I was in, I think it was either sixth grade or seventh grade. It was seventh grade, actually. It wasn't sixth grade, it was seventh grade. So I had started wanting to commit suicide. There were times where I would tie a rope up to my neck and I'd be upstairs all by myself. There would be times I would tie a rope to my neck and I would stand on top of my grandma's ledge. Because my grandma, she had a house that had an upstairs too. And confirmation sneeze, I'm sorry. Oh, excuse me. When we would live with my grandma, we would live upstairs in the room. So there was this day, I just couldn't take it no more. Like, I really couldn't take it no more. Like, I was thinking about how the things that my mom was experiencing. I was thinking about how, my brother was fighting on my mama and I was having to defend my mama. I was thinking about, my dad and how things were going with my dad. And I just felt so misunderstood. I just didn't want to be here no more. Like, I didn't want to live no more. And I took that stitcher cord and I tied it around my neck. And I tied it around the pole and I stood there. And I just kept inching towards the edge of the ledge. And once it got to the point where I was literally about to just drop, I could hear a voice in my head like, "Don't do it." And I'd be crying and I hear a voice like, "Don't do it. You don't know how many people you gonna hurt. Your purpose is bigger than you." I don't know where these voices was coming from in my head. I don't know where they was coming from. At first, I wasn't aware of where they were coming from. And the voice would hit me and I'd get like this calm and energy over me. And I stop crying and I look at what I did and I just start taking it off. And I get down and I wipe my face and go on like nothing just happened. People, when I was in those modes of where I felt like I wanted to commit suicide, there was nobody around, let alone nobody was even aware that I was going through those type of moments at such a young age. But you not understand that, like, I done been touched on, I done been beat, I done been neglected. I'm seeing my mama get beat. I'm seeing my mama have to fight with my brother. Like, it's just so much. Then we homeless sometimes. Sometimes we go without heat. Sometimes we going without water. Sometimes we can't wash our clothes. So my mama washing our clothes in the tub, hanging them up. Sometimes when we ain't had hot water, we had to boil the water on the stove. You feel me? Sometimes, and when it got to those days where it got so rough, there were times my mama got out there and did what she had to do. And I didn't mean like sell her body or nothing, but my mama was one of those people. She didn't mind going out, standing at the gas station, selling a few stamps so she can get some gas money so we can go to school, or selling a few stamps, you know what I'm saying, so she can make sure we got lunch money or uniforms or school, you know what I'm saying, or even that, you know what I'm saying, even if we didn't have food or something, and like say we was just short on something, my mom didn't mind going out there, you know what I'm saying, just really being vulnerable and put herself out there just so she can make a way for her kids, because she didn't have a support system the way I felt like she should have. I feel like, I'm not even gonna lie to you, I really feel like there were so many people who had so much to say about my mama life, but input so much little when it came to like on a positive end. Like, y'all would introduce her to people, and then when she would get all attached to them, and y'all can't control how things are going, now y'all wanna be mad at her. You wanna look down on her, but y'all are the same individuals who introduced her to a person that could ruin her whole life. Y'all really ain't have her back the way y'all was supposed to have her back. Even then, I don't care if my mama was my sister, bro, my sister, because we gonna talk about my sisters, because I didn't. We gonna talk about that when I get there. But if my mama was my sister and her kids wouldn't have been struggling on the street. Okay, especially if I know I played a role or I had a hand in on a little bit, whether that was me introducing you to somebody, whether that was me not showing up and being there for you as you being my sibling, whatever the case may be. I just want to play the hands that people played with my mama. You claim that you love my mama, or you claiming that you love her kids. No, Bookie. It's not giving you love her or us. It's giving y'all really don't fuck with us. That's what it gives. But anyways, before I get all back into there, like I said, I had tried to commit suicide a couple times. There was a point in time when I was in 8th grade, I tried to swallow a whole bunch of pills. There was a time I was in 10th grade, I tried to slit my wrist. There was a time when I was 18, 12th grade year, I tried to slit my wrist. There was a time when I was 22, 23, and I was homeless, 3,000, 4,000 miles away from my birth town. I tried to slit my wrist. Each time I had a thought, or I was so close to like ending it all, I would have that same voice pop up in my head. Don't do it. You don't know how many people you gonna hurt. Your life is bigger than you. Your purpose is bigger than you. And at the time, I didn't understand. But now where I am today, I understand what they mean. When the voice meant you gonna hurt so many, they weren't talking about my family. They're talking about my soul family, my soul tribe, the people that I can inspire, the people that I can relate to, the people who look for a person like me in this world. That's what they were talking about. And neither one of my parents, neither of my grandparents, not even my siblings knew I tried to commit suicide. Nobody even knew about me dealing with being sexually touched, being molested, people trying to rape me. They ain't know about that. And this ain't just one stage of my life. These are different stages of my life. Like I was saying, when I was I eventually had to go move with Dad B. And during this time, I experienced some traumatic things. You know what I'm saying? And they forever left an impact on me. Forever. But my dad was married at this time. At the time of me being born, he wasn't married. I think he was engaged, and he was in a relationship or something like that. If I'm not mistaken, if you haven't heard the story, you can go back on my videos on TikTok. But long story short, he thought I was aborted. My mom brought me back around. At the time, I guess he was engaged or in a relationship. And she was also pregnant with my sister. or she had just had my sister, or she was pregnant with my brother. And when my mama brought me around, it was basically like no denying me. Like my uncles and stuff already knew who my mama was. You feel me? When my uncle seen me, he already knew who I was. You feel me? But I feel like with him having an initiative, thinking that my mom got an abortion, he thought that I no longer existed. And it wasn't no denying me because me and my sister, we look alike. You feel me? She's just a lighter version than I am. But that ended their relationship. And I'm not gonna lie, over the years, I really questioned if that was why he treated me the way he did. Because he tried to make it seem like it was how my mom was raising me. But honestly, I don't think he really even knew how my mom was raising me. I feel like he was assuming how my mom was raising me. But even then, I feel like if it was really about how my mom was raising me, why did the energy that you had been giving me my whole life continue all the way up until I'm 27 years old? If it was really about how my mom was so-called raising me, why did it last so long? Why? What are you really holding against me? What is it really that you hold back? What is it really? What is it? And I ain't gonna lie, for a long time I questioned that. I was curious. I was trying to figure out like what's wrong with me? Like why he don't like me? Why he don't love me? Why he don't support me? Why he don't pour into me the way that he do other kids? Why do he beat me the way he do? Why do he talk to me the way he do? Why do he talk down on me and like speak so ugly of me? And I came to the conclusion that I don't think he ever wanted me. That's the conclusion I've come to. Because I have a kid of my own, and I couldn't see myself. I have so much love for my daughter. I can't see myself causing the pain on my child that he caused to me. He was my first heartbreak. Little do he know. I have been searching for love all my life. And it's crazy that I say that when I claim to have had 2 fathers and a stepdad. To be honest, they showed me everything I didn't want in a man. They showed me everything I didn't want in a man. But when I went to go live with Dad B, I was still in the 6th grade. I had started going to AOP, if I'm not mistaken, Academy Oak Park or something like that. When I went there, I had made some friends. There's one particular girl I really thought I was cool with. Like, I mean, she was so cool. She was the captain of the cheer team. Well, her mom was the coach, and I think she was like the head coach, or she was like, you know what I'm saying, a co-coach or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But either way it goes, she was a coach of the cheer team. But we was in the same grade. So I really thought she was cool. Like I thought we was getting along. And then until one day, homecoming came around. Now, I had never did nothing like this before. Like I never. Now, remind you, for anybody that know me and been to school with me, been in certain settings with me, y'all already know I didn't talk like that. I didn't talk like that. I hung by myself. People thought I was weird. They didn't think I talked. People just kind of like outcasted me. Like not only was I being outcasted at home, but I was being outcasted at school. I was being outcasted in like sports. I was being outcasted in like dance, like many different type of situations. I was just being outcasted. But I really thought me and her was cool. So homecoming came around and homecoming Duchess. Okay. I had never did something like this before. So I wanted to run. I'm like, let me try to run. Let me, you know what I'm saying, step out on faith. Just do something that I never did before. So I went home, I told my stepmom about it. Because like once again, my dad is married now. I told my stepmom about it. Told my dad about it. Stepmom was like, all right, cool. We're gonna come up with some flyers, we're gonna get some pictures, print them out, make some posters, and get some snacks. We're gonna pass them out. And this we're gonna do. So what I did was I had my posters, I hung my posters up, and then I started going around the classrooms, and I did this the whole little week that we was for them to vote. I went out. I went all out. I had snacks. I had all different types of snacks, goodie bags, cake, cupcakes, cookies, I was coming through, and they were so happy because they was like, "Dad, you coming through with all the snacks up? We'll definitely get my vote." So everybody was just liking the fact that I was really coming hard about becoming Duchess. You feel me? And I didn't realize that my friend at the time, that was my friend, I didn't realize how competitive or how in competition we were for Duchess. You feel me? And I'm just like, well, shorty, your mom's is the coach. You feel me? You the second coach. You done been going to the school for a long time. So honestly, when I was just doing it, I was literally doing it for fun. I knew for a fact that there was a possibility that I could win, and I knew it was a possibility that I could win. Was I in competition with anybody? No. I was literally just posting up my posters, bringing my snacks, and whoever vote for me, they vote for me. If I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't. But I wasn't expecting to lose a friend over homecoming. Something so small. You know what I'm saying? I thought she was really gonna win because she had been there so long. Everybody know her. Everybody know her mom. Everybody know. So I figured she already had it in the bag. But that still didn't discourage me from still running. That still didn't make me want to be like, okay, I'm not gonna run because I already know she gonna win. It just was like, well, I'm gonna run. I'm gonna have fun while doing this, and if I win, I win. If I don't, I don't. So homecoming, the homecoming game come down. You know how they do the little pep rally, so we have pep rally. So at this point, everybody is getting called. All the little stuff getting called out. So when they get ready to call Duchess, they call me out, and not her. And I was like, oh my God, thank you. But it really had made her mad, or it might have hurt her feelings. I'm not sure, because we really didn't talk about the situation afterwards. We really didn't. Because I really started noticing the energy she was giving me afterwards. And I was really like, dang, you really being weird to me over a Duchess. You feel me? Not to remind you, we was on the same cheer team. We had majority of our classes together. So at this point, we have really not had said anything. So I believe it was the next day or the next day after that. We chilling in class. You know what I'm saying? We doing our work. Remind you, we sat next to each other. We was doing our work. I thought we was cool. So in her head, I guess she was going through something else that I wasn't aware of. She said something, and I said something, and then she leaned over and bit my ass on the motherfucking shoulder. We got to fighting. That's when we got to fighting. And then the coach, which somehow they wanted to know what we was fighting for. She leaned over and bit me on my shoulder. All because I won Duchess. So you wanted to fight me over the fact that I won. So after that, I lost a friend. And after that, I just really stayed to myself. I really didn't stay at that school that much longer after that. I ended up leaving. But that was the first time I had a friend and I really ended up falling out with my friend, but it wasn't over something I intentionally did. It was really on some hating, jealous, or being mad at the fact that I won Duchess. You feel me? And I ain't gonna lie, I've had a couple friendships over the years. Don't mind me. I'm gonna be back and forth. Listen, you just go with the flow of this video, okay? I have so much to talk about, and I'm trying to make sure I get it all out. I've had a lot of friends over this testimony, which y'all will be aware of, where I thought they were my friends, and they just showed me they never was my friend. And I'm not gonna lie, a lot of the people that I was friends with, I do wish that I was probably still friends with them today, off of just how we connected before all the bullshit. How we connected before they let other people get in their head, or they let the jealousy and envious come over them, or before they decided that they didn't care to be my friend and wanted to go after the dude I was talking to. Like, it's like while I was looking at these girls as my friend, they was looking at me like, who is she? Like, who is this? Like, I don't really like her like that. She think we friends. We ain't friends. Whole time, I could have been the best genuine friend you ever had in your fucking life. And now, you probably come across nothing but fuck bitches. You probably come across nothing but females who aren't really girls, who aren't really your friend. It's because when you had a genuine real friend, you didn't recognize it and you fumble. But anyways, so still talking about living with Daddy B. Once again, like I said, while living with Daddy B, I had an issue where I was lying, but it was really more so because I was afraid. Like, my dad had put a whole nother fear in me I didn't even know existed. Like, when I was with my mom, the fear that I had with my mom was like the streets, being in the streets, or dealing with the streets, or dealing with dudes in the streets, or like um my mom getting beat on and having to protect my mama, or having to protect my siblings from like uh people trying to kill us, like stuff like that. Like, that was my fear when I was at my mom's house. It wasn't my mama was putting fear in me. It wasn't that my mama was abusing me and stuff like that. Like, no, my fear came from people on the outside that was doing stuff to my mama and doing stuff to us. That's where that fear stemmed from. When I was with Dad A, I ain't really had no fears. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. Out of Dad A, Dad B, stepdad, and my mama, the one that probably got the smooth, just almost the smoothest journey with the experiences that I had was Dad A. Why? And like I said, he had instilled a lot of fear in me. So it's like I was afraid to like really even do anything for real. Like, when I went over Dad B house, I really felt like I was out of place. I felt like I was the oddball. I felt like I didn't belong. And it was because I would notice how he would interact and treat my other siblings. At the time, it was just only 3 of us. He was married. We would have had a twin brother and twin sister, but sorry, rest in peace to them. They didn't make it. But I ended up getting a little brother later on down the line. But while it was just us 3, I really felt like not only was I outcasted, but the way not only him, how he talked to me, but how his wife talked to me, it wasn't okay. Like, I felt like when it came down to his wife, which is, I ain't gonna lie, I call her mom from time to time. But as I really started sitting back lately over these past few weeks or whatever, I've been analyzing me calling her mom, because it's some things I have questionable over there. But the way she would even talk to me, I feel like she felt so comfortable talking to me the way that she talked to me because my dad talked to me like that. Not only that, she felt like maybe my mama wasn't gonna do nothing about it because she wouldn't talk to my other siblings the way she was talking to me because their mama wasn't playing that with her. They mama was on that. Like she was on that type of time. Like she was gonna get out there in the field. She ready to fight. If you talk to her kid crazy, you do something to her kid crazy, like she on that type of time. Not saying that my mama was on that type of time either, but my mama just had a lot on her plate. A lot on her plate that I just feel like it was gonna take way too much energy to have to stop and do that. Now when I talked to my mama, she said that she kind of like talked to Daddy about it, but we gonna get to that. Now, throughout this time of living with Daddy, we had to do the normal, like, normal stuff, chores, homework. We got to go outside. And we used to go outside. We used to be able to go outside. They would watch us while the street lights come on. I used to get in trouble all the time because when I was at Dad B house, I used to cross the street and not look both ways. But that's because when I was with my mama, we was like running off. Like when I was with moms, we stayed in like the project, so we was out running outside with the rest of the kids. We was running through the streets on our bikes, running across the street playing curveball. Like we was on all of that. So my mama really didn't like teach us about crossing the street, looking both ways before crossing the street. So my dad used to really get on me about crossing the street and looking both ways. That's not something that really like bothered me for real, because at the end of the day I understood like, okay, well, you trying to teach me how to cross the street both ways. I get it. Once again, I don't think my dad knew about the lifestyle I was living when I was with my mom. The being homeless, the going without eating, the going without being able to have good shoes, good clothes, and stuff like that. As I can count on my hand being at my dad's house, I cannot recall Dad B house. I can't recall how many times I got a new pair of shoes that they bought. Not that my mom bought, they bought. I can't recall maybe like once or twice them get me some uniforms maybe. But I just know when I was living over there, I didn't get the same treatment as the kids. You know what I'm saying? So like, for example, my dad. All right, my bad, y'all. I had to check something. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I didn't get treated like the other kids got treated. Like there would be times that my dad took out time. You could just tell the difference between how much time and dedication he poured into the other kids versus how he poured into me. My daddy didn't teach me how to write. My daddy didn't help me do my homework. He wasn't really that invested into the things that I wanted to do. To be honest with you, I don't honestly feel like he ever took out the time to genuinely get to know me, the things that I like, things I like to do. I just really feel like a lot of the things that he thought about me were projections, were assumptions, and they weren't facts. I feel like if he would have took out the time to actually get to know me and understand the things that I was battling and dealing with prior to coming over his house or living with him, he probably would have understood. But then I honestly don't even think he probably would have been considerate, to be honest with you, because it's off the way he moved. But yeah, I would see him like spend time with them, pour into them, help them do their homework, teach them how to write in cursive, teach them how to write. And I had to sit back and get talked about when my writing looked like chicken scratch. When my regular writing looked like chicken scratch, but you didn't take out the time to teach me how to write, did you? No. I don't know if he felt like because I was the kid that had the 3.0s, I had honor roll citizenship, that he didn't have to do that with me. No, you still had to do that with me. Like, regardless or not, like, I paid attention to how you didn't really pour into me. You know what I'm saying? I would notice how, he would support the sports they were in. Now, don't get me wrong, he put me into cheer twice, but I just didn't feel that support. Like, it was more so like me cheering wasn't that important. Me cheering was just like, oh. Mm. I remember this particular time. So my dad had a saying, because at some point in my life while living with my dad, I had started going back to my mama and telling her the things that I was experiencing at my dad's house, because I felt like I didn't know where to go. I didn't know who to talk to. Like, I wasn't okay with how I was being treated. So when my mom would go back and talk to him about it, speak to him about it, um, he would come back to me and beat me, or like give me an even worse whooping than what he did, because he would be angry at the fact that I went outside his house and I told somebody what was going on in his household, and he didn't want nobody knowing what he was doing inside his household. Now, me being grown and looking back on this, I don't care. I'm happy for little me speaking up. Because what in your right mind? What did you talk about? That was my whole mama. You act like I went to told my teacher. You act like I went and told, I'm saying, the principal or CPS or something. No, I went and told my mother how you're treating me. And you want to beat me worse because I'm speaking up for myself? You want to beat me more because I'm going to my mama, ask her to save me from your lunatic ass? Like, yeah, I'm going to call you a lunatic. If you see this, I really don't care. Because that's what it gave. It gave lunatic. It gave, bro, because who would do that to a kid? An innocent kid. Like, what? But anyways, so I guess this particular time, I guess he found out that I either lied or I went back and told my mama. This man took his 5 fingers. Now remind you, y'all know a man's hand is way bigger, way heavier. I ain't even gonna lie to you. That day I really looked at my daddy completely different. I think that was the day I really started looking at that man different. Because honestly, ain't nothing in this world will make you that angry to where you slap the shit out of your daughter like that. And me sitting back thinking about the things I experienced from my dad, I question my stepmama, because ain't no way in the world I could sit around somebody, be in a relationship with this person, and see them treat they flesh and blood, their child, like shit. Ain't no way I could sit around a man and see him beat his child like that. And I don't even have no kids. At this point in time, she didn't have kids by my dad. Ain't no way in the world I could sit there and watch you do your kid like that. And you claim to love your kid. I know discipline is discipline, but abuse is straight abuse. And what y'all ain't finna tell me is the things I experienced from him was discipline. No, nigga, that was abuse. Because anybody I explain this to, they say the same thing. You were abusing me, bro. Whether you want to hold yourself accountable or not, I'm gonna hold you accountable in my book. And I'm gonna hold her accountable too. Because you sat there, you didn't speak up, you didn't say nothing, you allowed it. And then at some point in age, at some point in time along the lines, along the lines of me growing, you started adding on your little abuse too. You started wanting to have a little hit in yourself. If you want to be real. So keep it going. I remember this time my stepmom had invited her nieces over, or cousins. I don't know if they her nieces or cousins. I can't remember. And we was all playing, you know what I'm saying, having a good time. I think she had some pickles, it was either some pickles or some juices. Something was in the refrigerator that wasn't supposed to be touched. I knew it wasn't supposed to be touched. So I ain't finna remind you, if listen to me. If I'm telling y'all, I had a fear of my daddy because of the way he was abusing me. I was trying not to do shit wrong. I don't care if it was in school, outside of school, even when I went at his house and I was at my mama's house. I was trying to keep her from having ever call him. My mama tell you right now, I was the kid that gave her less issues, less problems. She didn't really have no problems on me. She will literally tell you that. Because there was no need to. I wasn't finna give that lady a reason to call that man. I wasn't. So, this particular day, we all went to sleep. We wake up the next day. I think we were supposed to go somewhere. We were supposed to go out, go do something. They was taking us somewhere, something like that. So they get up. She goes to the refrigerator. Who ate? I think she said, who ate my pickle or who drank my juice, something like that. So everybody around this boy like, I ain't do it. I ain't do it. I ain't do it. I ain't do it. I knew for a fact I didn't drink no juice. I knew for a fact I didn't eat no damn pickle. So because everybody supposedly already knew of me as the liar, it's either somebody blamed it on me and said it was me that ate it, or they automatically assumed it was me. So they believed everybody else and then thought it was me. Not only did I get my ass whooped, and I didn't drink it or eat it. I think I was on punishment. Like, I got in trouble for that shit. Just for later on down the line, years go by, motherfuckers find out that it was her niece that actually drunk or ate the shit. Do you think a motherfucker ever came to me apologized for that shit? A motherfucker ain't never, and I remind you, a motherfucker ain't never. A motherfucker never. Out of all these stories, I don't care if it's the homegirls I used to have, the dudes I was dating at the time, my own parents, my aunties, my dang on cousins. Nobody apologized for the trauma they caused, the pain they caused, the mental stuff that I had to push and work myself through. No. Motherfucker just walk around like they ain't did nothing wrong. Like, I'm just messed up because I messed like just trying to make it seem like I'm crazy and I'm messed up, and no, I'm very, very sane. I'm very sane. I'm not crazy. I'm very much aware. So anyways, keep it going. That really broke my heart. You feel me? Excuse me. Now, even during this time, me being a kid, I'm not really able to see things the way I'm able to see it now. I wasn't able to speak on things the way I'm speaking now. I really at a young age, I didn't hate my dad. I was just sad. I was heartbroken. I was disappointed because I wanted the love from my dads and I didn't get it. Keep going. So to me, I feel like my dad, he could be very manipulative. Very. And so much of an asshole. Okay. But that's besides the point. I remember this time, me, my brother, and sister was chilling in my little brother room. I'm the oldest. Them two got the same mama. I got my own mama. And this was before my last sibling was born. Still around ages like 11, 12, somewhere around there. It was this one particular time we was in a room chilling, and my brother, I don't know what made him do this. I got up. No, my brother gets up. He goes in the kitchen. I just knew like something was wrong because he was just too fucking quiet. Like he was too quiet. Something was wrong. So as I get up to go walk into the kitchen, he's running out the kitchen with a butcher knife. This long. This how the butcher knife part is, but you know it got the handle. So this long, this wide. One of them good fashion butcher knives, right? He running out the kitchen with a butcher knife. So as I get to the like when I notice him, he noticed me. We literally like this much apart. Like if I had taken a step more, or if he had taken a step more, I would have had a blade in the middle of my forehead. And I'm like, what did you do with a butcher knife, bro? Is you cool? Now my other sister, she was in the room chilling, so she didn't really see this part. So here you go. He put the knife down. Cause I was gonna go snitch. I was gonna go tell, but I was like, you know what? I ain't gonna go snitch. I ain't gonna tell. I'm finna scare this little nigga back. I go and grab a butcher knife. As I'm grabbing this butcher knife, you feel me? I put it behind my back. I mean, I said butcher knife. As I grabbed the butter knife. As I grabbed the butter knife. Now he had a butcher knife, but I had a butter knife. I ain't never really seen nobody cut themselves with no butter knife, bro. Like, I've never seen it before. So I don't know if it's possible. If it is, let me know. I don't know. But in my mind, as a kid, I didn't think I could really hurt him with a butter knife. I just was trying to scare him. So what I did was I had the knife behind my back, and I walked into the room, all quiet. And I think he was probably scared because I wasn't talking. I wasn't saying that. I just had something behind my back. So I sat on the floor, and I slowly moved the butter knife from behind my back and just slid it on the floor. I didn't have it in my hand like this. I didn't have it like this. I didn't have it pointing at him. I just slid it on the floor and had my hand on top of it while I was laying on the floor. This boy ran past me, and my sister Sophia ran upstairs and told my dad. My daddy called me upstairs. He like, oh, you down there playing with knives? Woo, woo, woo. So at this point, my motherfucking heart done dropped in my ass. My heart done dropped to my motherfucking ass. Remind you, the beatings that I got from him, he might have beat my sister and my brother, but he didn't beat them the way that he would beat me. Like, to my awareness, what I'm finna tell y'all I got beat with, I don't think he beat neither one of them with what the hell I got beat with. Ever. Okay? So I come upstairs, and he like, oh, you want to play with knives? Ooh. So as I go to explain to him what happened, he like, no, I don't want to hear that shit. Cause you should have came and told me. You should have came and told me when he did what he did. Now because you want to snitch on him, I'm finna whoop your ass for what you did, and I'm finna whoop your ass for him, and I'm whooping your ass for snitching on him. Anybody in the crowd can please understand? Can somebody please explain the logicness of that ass whooping to me? So you telling me he ain't whoop his ass? He just whipped my ass. He didn't get no whooping. And he had a butcher knife. I had a butter knife. Oh, but because you older. No, fuck because I'm older my ass. I should have knew better. I don't give a fuck. I did know better. I grabbed the butter knife. The hell? I ain't pulled the knife on him. I didn't point it at him. I didn't stab him with it. I wasn't an inch away from his fucking cranial. It was on the floor and he got spewed because he knew he was in the fucking wrong to begin with for even pulling the fucking butcher knife on me and then they're snatching my damn head off. But you wanted to only hold me accountable because of how I reacted to somebody's action towards me. And then he beats my ass. But do y'all want to know what he beat my ass with? He beat my ass. So if anybody knows, for the ones who don't, I'll explain it. But for the ones who know, like the mechanics, the people who love cars and all that other stuff, you know that when you pop your hood, right, you have like this thick, really thick belt that goes around a pulley. That's what they call it, a pulley. So this little thing, and it got like 3 lines on it, and it's supposed to be one for your power steering belt. It's supposed to be one for I believe an engine belt, something like that. You're supposed to have them belts wrapping around that pulley. This man had took that rubber, thick ass belt that be in your car, under your hood, the one in your engine that be wrapped around. Yeah, he had took that, made it like a belt, wrapped duct tape around it, and beat my ass bad as hell with that motherfucker. I was left with on my arm right here, and this is really why I covered my arm with roses. I know people probably was wondering like why I got roses, but it was really to hide that scar. Because every time I looked at that scar, I could remember. And me hiding it with roses was a way of me hiding it. It was hiding my pain. It was me covering it with roses made it so that I didn't have to keep reliving that moment. You know what I'm saying? Every time I looked at my body, I seen 3 marks on my body and I knew where the fuck it came from. Like, I looked at my arm and I had little wets, but this one right here on my arm, it was really all the way down to the white meat. I had never been whipped like that before. Honestly, even with that situation right there, I don't even feel like I was deserved to be beat with that shit right there. Beat the way I was. You know what I'm saying? And then you already in your head as a kid, like, you feel like he don't like you, he don't love you. You feel like he don't support you. I really felt like my dad hated the fuck out of me, God. Like, no bullshit aside, bro. I really felt like that man hated the fuck out of me, dog. And I never did shit to that man. Anyways, I'm gonna wipe my tears and we're gonna keep going. Like I said, we're gonna shed some tears. They're going to be anger, whatever the case may be. But we're gonna keep this going. While I was living over there, them same nieces or cousins that were of my stepmom, we used to hang out a lot with each other. You know, we used to go outside. We used to play with the little boys and stuff like that stayed on our block. And my brother used to play with the girls next door because he had a little crush on one of these sisters. So, I could recall, like, there were times where they would come over and they would, like, break up the relationships that the so-called, the little kitty, little boyfriend-girlfriend relationships me and my sister used to have with the little boys on the block. They would come and break them up and then start talking and dating to them. We even had another one of our cousins now them were in-law cousins, but I'm talking about actual cousins, like our cousin, blood cousin, like, and it was the same exact cousin that was molested with me by her own sister. She would like try to talk to the dudes that I was talking to, or talking to the dudes that my sister would talk to. So that kind of like really kind of like stirred a little tension between them when we were younger, because it was like, why do y'all want to come talking to the boys that we talking to? Why do y'all want to so-called call yourself liking? Because at the time, I ain't gonna lie, they were more in their, like, they had more of a figure back then when we were younger than me and my sister did. Like, I ain't gonna lie, they probably looked way better than us when we were younger than we do now. But it's besides the point. Like, and what I mean by that is, from the perspectives of the little boys, they probably looked better than us, and that's what made them want to start talking to them. And then you gotta also think about the things that they probably were telling these little boys, and we don't know what they was telling these little boys. You feel me? So I used to run into issues like that, where even my own family or in-law of family would try to take dudes from me, or talk to dudes that I was talking to or dealing with. And it was so weird. But after that time that he had beat me with that belt, I had went home, because I had called my mama, to my mama, not before he had even got that deep. Also, he wasn't the type to buy me electronics. He wouldn't buy me electronics at all. I don't care. He wouldn't. So my other two siblings, I would have to sit there and watch them get the new Nintendo DSs. I would have to see them get the new game systems. I would see them get iPhones. I would see them get upgraded Android phones. Whole time, I'm the oldest, and I gotta be stuck with a minute phone. So now not only am I being teased by my siblings because I have a minute phone, and then they listen to the things that he say to me or about me. So now I'm hearing them talk about me like that. I'm hearing them talk about me used to peeing in the bed. They talk about me peeing in the bed. They talk about me struggling. They talking about, you know what I'm saying, the things that I was going through with my mom. Like, they rubbing them type of situations in my face when I'm younger. And that shit really used to fuck with me and affect me. Like, damn, you feel me? That was another reason why I really felt outcast, because it's like, damn, y'all talking about things that I've been through, not understanding how real that shit is, like how deep that shit is, like how bad that shit really fuck with me and bother me. Like, bro, I've been getting bullied outside of this. Like, y'all don't even know I get bullied when I'm not over here, bro. Like, y'all don't know. There are times that I don't eat. I don't get to shower. I don't get to, bro, you don't understand. Like, I don't have a childhood, bro. Like, my childhood was ripped from me, bro. Like, and people and people don't understand. Like, I walked around my whole life quiet, bro. I walked around my whole life holding this baggage in, carrying these feelings, carrying these thoughts, carrying these emotions. I was sitting up here trying to give family the benefit of the doubt. I'm sitting up here trying to be understanding with people. And the whole time, they just want to break me the fuck down. They want me to feel like shit. So now I'm sitting back looking at how I'm bringing home 4.0s, I'm bringing home 3.8s, I'm bringing home good grades, good citizenships, and my other brothers and them, they bring home 3.0s, or they might got a couple D's and F's on their jump, but he's still rewarding them, getting them the brand new iPhone, getting them tab iPads, or whatever the case may be. You feel me? And then when my mama go out and she buy me a nice phone, you want to take my phone, I never see it again. She go out buy me a Nintendo. You take my Nintendo, I never see it again. It's like everything, all the things that my mama will buy me, I would never see them. I probably play with that thing a couple times after that, and he feel like, oh, I don't deserve it. He's snatching it and taking it away from me. And you want to know the next time I seen it? The next time I seen that Nintendo DS my mama bought me, the next time I seen that minute phone my mama bought me, not to remind you that after he took that minute phone, I never had a phone again over there at his house. I had to go back home with my mom in order for me to get another phone. Remind you, I lost a lot of friendships over the years because I didn't have a phone. I didn't have a way to keep up with friends. That's another reason why I really didn't have friends like that, because when I did have electronics, when I did have phones, my phones were getting taken, my electronics were getting taken. When I had a Facebook, deactivated my Facebook. He said I couldn't have a Facebook at that young. I couldn't have a Facebook. Everybody in my class had a Facebook. I was a rebel. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I was most definitely a rebel. But I can understand now that I'm older why he didn't want me to have Facebook, because of how advanced or how I'm on Facebook now, and I see how Facebook is. Like, I can understand why he probably didn't want me on Facebook. But I wasn't looking at it like that. I was looking at it a way to keep in contact with the people that I was crossing paths with. Because when I wasn't at his house, when I wasn't living with him, I was living with my mom. And with my mom, I bounced around. I wasn't out of school for a long time. I wasn't living in a certain neighborhood for a long time. I wasn't living on the west side for a long time, or living on the east side for a long time, or living in Pontiac for a long time. Like, I was bouncing around. So Facebook and my phones were a way to keep up in contact with the friends that I was making, the people that I was interacting with. Like, every time that was snatched away from me, it was just like I had lost contact with everybody. I had to start all over again. I had to, once I got to a new school, it's like making new friends over. I couldn't even keep in touch with the old friends I had. I had to just let them friendships go and keep moving forward, you know? And I ended up leaving after he had beat me with that car bill. I was not on it. I was on it. I went back and lived with my mama, because at that point I kept feeling outcasted. I kept feeling like I didn't belong. And you know, a lot of people over the years on Dad B side kept wondering like why they really didn't see me. Like, my grandma, she was big on that, like, why you don't come around? Like, and you know, and it was really because at an early age I had paid attention to how my daddy was treating me, how I was getting beat on, how I was getting talked to. Like, he would tell me that I lack common sense, I'm incompetent, I'm dumb. He would tell me I couldn't do certain stuff, and I would listen to that, and I was believing him. I was believing him when he said I was ugly, because I had already felt ugly about myself. I had already was being bullied. I was already coming across boys who would talk about me having this mark on my forehead. It's still there a little bit, but it was darker when I was younger, and call me Mocha Buddha. I used to have people talking about how, you know, my I was flooding and my shoes were too small. And I used to have people talking about how, you know, I used to pee in the bed and stuff like that. So, like, hearing my own dad talk down on me so bad, it used to hurt my fucking heart, bro. Like, really, like, make me feel so shitty about my fucking self. Shit used to make me feel so low about myself. And then when I go back home, I'd be looking for love in all the wrong places. Because when the person I was looking to show me that love wasn't showing me that love. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I remember this one time. Me and my sister we were cheering at this time. We were on the cheer team, and we had a tournament. And if I'm not mistaken, her mom had came to be like a overseer of the kids. Or no, I think her sons was playing too in the football game. Her mama had came. My mama didn't come. We had this tournament, and we were told not to leave each other's sight. We was told not to go nowhere. We was told to stay with each other. So I heard the rules loud and clear. We get to our room. We in our room chilling. Woo, woo. My sister go and tell me, hold on, I'm finna go down right here real quick. I'll be right back. She left. So I'm in the room, but she left. Now, I remind you, they told us not to go nowhere. They told us not to leave. So you left, and it's been a minute since your ass came the fuck back. I'm finna go find you. So I left out the room to go find her. Long story short, I don't know if after I left out, she must have came back, and when she came back, she couldn't find me, so she went to find her mama, and they went looking for me. And then when they found me, all hell broke loose. Oh, we in trouble. We gonna get in trouble when we get back home. All this extra bull crap. So They ended up taking away all our toys, all the toys that we had for Christmas. They showed us all the toys we had. Then they took our toys, all of our toys back to the store. And then we had to watch our brother open his gifts, and everybody opened their gifts on Christmas. And then, if I'm not mistaken, they ended up still giving us toys, but it wasn't toys that we wanted. It was just like little bullcrap toys or whatever. But stuff like that, like not knowing, like, you treat me like this over toys, not knowing that when I'm at my mom's house, I barely get Christmas, bro. I barely get Christmas. And when we do get Christmas, yeah, we're appreciative for it. But there were times we didn't get Christmas, bro. So in reality, like, I'm not gonna lie, that low-key broke my heart. And then it was just like, I was real fucked up off of it. I ain't gonna lie. It broke my heart. And just experiencing these things, it made me not want to come around him. And it made me not want to come to his house. It made me not want to be around him. And I would go tell my mom. And then to know that even when I told my mom and they'll get back, he would beat my ass worse. Yeah, he would beat me worse, you know? And I just didn't want to go around. I was just like, well, I already feel like I'm not wanted. I don't feel loved. I don't appreciate the way I'm being treated or talked to. So I won't come around. So I didn't. I stopped coming around. So I stopped coming around, and I think the next time I came around him was when I was in 11th. The next time I moved with him was 11th grade. So, like, I had stayed away from Dad B for a very, very long time. And then he used to try to throw up in my face, oh, I don't do nothing for you, or I don't do this, or I don't do that because you don't come around. All you do is call me when you want something. Why should I call any other time? Please tell me, why should I call you any other time? You don't call me for my birthday. You don't call me on holidays. You don't invite me to nothing. So why do I need to be calling you? The phone works two ways. Why do I have to be the only one reaching out? Why do I have to be the only one taking initiative? Why do I have to be the only one trying to make this bond work or trying to build a bond with you? I started paying attention to that. I started paying attention to how I was the only one trying to get to know him. He wasn't trying to get to know me. You want to make it seem like it's all my fault because the way you show up for me. No. Because you've been being real shitty to me since I was a kid, since I was young, since I was a toddler, since I was in elementary. You've been real shitty to me. So no, it's not my fault. There was a choice of your own consciousness that you made to treat me like shit. And not even feel guilty for it. Not feeling no type of bad for it. No feelings hurt, none of that. Just walk around not caring. So I stayed away. Why should I care about coming around? Why should I care about coming around y'all? Being over here? Being involved in anything y'all got going on? Why should I care? And that's the mindset I was in growing up. Because I was just like, if I gotta come over here and have to feel like this, be treated like this, I don't want to come around. I don't. Y'all gonna treat me like that, talk to me like I'm not nothing. Why even come around? Why even bother? So I stopped coming around for a little bit. I left there and I moved back with my mom. At this point, we had ended up moving to Pontiac, if I'm not mistaken. Was that? Yeah, Pontiac. Was that Pontiac? I believe it was Pontiac. Now, at this time, my brother had just moved back with us. Stepdad was around. It was basically all my siblings was home. We all was at home, so wasn't nobody outside the house at this point. We all was at home. Stepdad lived there. We had a lot of fun when I stayed in Pontiac. Like we had a lot of fun, you know. We met some friends. We had some good times, but we also had some bad times. Now, when we stayed in Pontiac, we stayed in like a complex, like all the kids in the complex. We hung out together. Well, kind of hung out together. Once again, around the time that I had moved back, my mama and they was already living there. They was already in Pontiac. So when I moved, they just came down to Detroit, picked me up, came out there. So my brother and sisters, they already knew some of the kids that was out there prior before I did. Being in a household at that time, once again, my mom was real loving. You know what I'm saying? She has her pros and her cons to her. Like my mom is very loving, very nurturing. She's so caring, so sweet, so nice. But she also got a side to her that don't fuck with her. You know what I'm saying? She ain't for the bullshit. She ain't for the games. When we were staying in this house in particular, my brother had ended up getting shot in his house. And at the time I was running track, and this is my first time running track. They had seen me run one day. I was out there playing. They were like, "Oh, we need you on our track team." So I joined the track team, going to track every day. Now, remind you, I was the sibling when I was at home. I was the protector. I didn't have a childhood. I grew up early. And when my brother would leave and when my other sister would leave, it would just be me there to protect the younger brother, younger sister, and my mama. So I was a protector. I ain't like I told y'all, I entertain bullies. Like I wasn't going because I had already been bullied myself and had experienced bullying, and I felt like because my brother wasn't really in the household as much, I had to step up and protect. I had to be the one to help protect my mama. I had to be the one to protect my siblings. So I was standing there protecting them. So I was the type of person when they would try to bully my siblings, people would try to bully my siblings, talk to my siblings crazy. I was fighting boys and girls. I didn't care. If you wanted to get in a fight with my sister and she didn't want to fight you, and you kept trying to come up, you was gonna have to deal with me. If you was bullying, picking on my brother, picking on my sisters, you was gonna have to deal with me. If you thought you was gonna jump my sister, you was gonna have to fight her one-on-one in front of me, or me and her was gonna be in that bitch fighting you. And if you thought about for 1 second, watching while we sitting here watching my sister and your people's going at it, and you think you finna get a lick in on my sister, I wish you would, because I'm finna clean cut you. My eyeballs is on you whole time. I'm finna clean cut you. I was literally on that type of time. My siblings couldn't even speak for me. People that I grew up with, some of these people that was around this time in this era, yeah, they knew I was not to be fucked with. I don't care. I was fighting boys and girls. I was fighting people older than me and people my age. I didn't care. At the age of 12 and 13 years old, 11, 12, 13 years old, this was going on. So, my brother had ended up, this particular day I was at track. Was it a track meet? I don't know if it was the track meet or it was I think it was a track game. Because I was expecting my daddy to be there and I was expecting my mama to be there. And this is the first and last time I ran track. And I ain't gonna lie, thinking back on it, I wish I would have kept going because I probably could have been a track star, really. But I didn't feel like I had the support. I didn't feel like At the time, I didn't believe in myself, and it was because of the things that I was already going through. Shit, I went to school and it was bringing home 4.0s and 3.8s, 3.8 and 3.0s and above, and it citizenship and honor roll, and it was just like nobody supported it, nobody clapped for me, nobody told me good job, I'm proud of you. But as I got older, when I started talking to my mom about this, she kind of started trying at least. But it's the principle. It's always the principle. You feel me? People didn't understand like where my head was at a young age. Like I had to grow up to protect me. I had to grow up to protect other people. I had to grow up and protect my own mom way before my time. I didn't have a childhood, bro. Like how everybody else had a childhood. No, I didn't. I grew up early. I didn't get to enjoy my childhood. To be honest with you, I feel like the little parts of where I could have enjoyed my childhood, people ripped them from me. The moments where I felt like I could have had a childhood, people literally ripped that shit from me and traumatized me instead. Keep going. So this particular day we had the track meet and I'm on the track floor. We running. I was the last baton passer before the end of the race. So I was the one passing off to the girl that was gonna finish the race. But I was so focused on where my mom was and where my dad was. I dropped the baton, handing it to the girl. And everybody on the team, even the coach, was so mad. Like, they were so mad. They were so angry at me. I was just so broken down and hurt. And then I get home after the track meet to hear, look for my brother, look for my mom. Oh, my brother just got shot in the eye. Some teenagers, 16, 17-year-old, going around the complex, bullying little kids with metal pellet guns. One of them had a sniper, decided to call out my brother's name, and shot him right in the eye. And then later on the line, found out that some way, somehow, the person that shot my brother is somewhat connected to his daddy's side of the family in a sense of a way. So we was looking at it like, was it retaliation? Did y'all come after my brother because y'all knew who my brother was? So it really messed me up because I was just like, damn, the one time I go to try to do something for myself, the one time I go to try to step out and do something I want to do, I'm not here to protect my brother and he gets shot in the eye, and I'm blaming me. You know what I'm saying? I'm blaming me because I'm supposed to be protecting him. I'm supposed to protect them. I'm the one that's supposed to be there for them, you know? And I felt so bad and so guilty because it was just like, I know I'm not the one that pulled the trigger, but I just felt like if I was there, I would have been watching him. If I was there, I could have protected him. If I was there, there was something I probably could have done, you know? And he's still alive though, but he ended up being blind in his eye for the rest of his life. And at that time, it had really changed my brother because, like, he was being teased, picked on because of his eye. He didn't want to go to school no more. He didn't want to go outside no more. So now it really just teed me up because it's just like, nah, I wish a motherfucker would say something. I wish somebody would say something about his eye. I'm gonna smack you. Like I wish you would bully my brother. I'm gonna do you in. You feel me? Because it's just like I knew how it felt to be bullied. I know how it had affected me internally to be bullied. I almost tried to commit suicide on multiple times because of it. And I just didn't want to have to see my siblings battling them same things that I was battling. I just wanted to protect them. In a sense of way, I felt like that was my kids. That was my siblings, you know? And it really had messed us all up in the household. And while my brother was in the hospital, his dad ended up leaving us in Pontiac by ourselves. He went, did whatever he was going to do. I think he was gone for like a good 2 or 3 weeks. He wasn't going up to the hospital with my mama. So my mama ended up losing her job because he wasn't going up there to the hospital with my mom to check on my brother. He was going out in the streets doing whatever he wanted to do, spending the money however he wanted to do. So when my mama did eventually get back home after everything had happened, we was without lights. We ain't had no lights because he had left with the car. He had left with whatever finances we had and was gone the whole entire time. So there was no way for us to really move around. There was no way for my mama to find another job. There was no way for no bills, no money to come in, none of that, like that. So we literally was in the complex in that building with no lights for a long time. And at this time, y'all finna find out about somebody that was supposed to be one of my lifetime best friends. I love that girl. And it's so crazy because the stuff that I'm talking about, like, I really had love for these people. Like, this ain't no, oh, I was wearing a mask and pretending. This ain't no, oh, I was just faking the fun. This ain't no, bro. Like, having to leave certain things and people behind, having to cut people off, having to no longer be able to speak to these people or interact with these people. It hurt, bro, because it's like y'all already showed me how y'all move with me. Like, y'all already showed me who y'all was or how y'all really felt about me. So it's like I don't want to redo nothing, bro. I don't want to redo nothing. I don't want to rekindle now. I don't want to make amends on nothing. Like, no, bro. Like, y'all played y'all hand and y'all played it how it dealt. And I honestly feel like if anybody really felt bad about anything they did leading up to how old or where I am at in this space right now, bro, people would have been took initiative to come and approach me and make things right. People would have been came and tried to hear my side of the situation or really understand or where my head was, whatever the case may be. But people didn't do that. So honestly, I just really feel like, to be honest with me, y'all were wearing a mask with me. Y'all weren't genuine with me. It wasn't what it was. The love wasn't really there. But anyways, keep it moving. So around this time, like once again, I said I didn't like bullies. Okay, so my sister had was cool with my ex best friend before I was, so they was already cool. When I had moved back home, I don't know if I had already was introduced to her or I had just met her. Either I had just met her or I was finna be introduced to her. But I think I had just met her. Dad took me over there and let me meet her mom, meet her, whatever. And this particular day, I told y'all I don't like bullies, bro. I don't know who these girls was she was hanging around, bro. But these bitches weren't right, bro. They weren't right. I don't give a fuck, bitch. You're not right. And we young as hell, and I'm able to see this. You're not right, bro. Like, no. It's not giving what it's supposed to give. Ain't no way in hell y'all claiming to be this girlfriend, but y'all talking about her. Ain't no way in the world y'all claiming to be her friend, but y'all want to fight her. It ain't no way y'all claiming to be our friend, but y'all gonna let y'all trying to set her up. So this particular day, I don't know if she was supposed to go meet with them and talk to them. They was making it seem like, oh, they just wanted to have a little conversation. They just wanted to talk about something. Woo, woo, woo. So I told her, I said, you ain't going by yourself. Like, I don't care what you're talking about, bro. You're not going by yourself. I don't care. So when we walked through, because we were standing in the thing at this time, my sister wasn't nowhere around. I think she was either gone for the weekend or she had moved back with her daddy people. No, I think she was gone for the weekend because she was still living. She was still up in Pontiac. She was still up in Pontiac with us. I think she was just gone for the weekend or something. She wasn't around during this time. I mean, she wasn't there this day. Let me just say that day, this particular day, she wasn't there. These girls, now she had known these girls longer than she had knew me. But I'm peeping the energy and the scenery. See, that's another thing. A lot of people didn't understand that I was tapped in way early. Like when I told you I seen that ghost in my granny house, that was the beginning of when I realized how tapped in I was. I was so aware and I was so able to read energy as a kid. I could tell and pinpoint and call out and predict when something was finna happen. Or I could call out a person's true intentions just off of how I was feeling the energy. Even if it wasn't being projected at me or it wasn't about me, I was able to literally see it and call it. I was, and people didn't like this about me at an early age. So this day in particular, when we walking up, it's about 3-4 girls outside, and then there's some girls in the house. So my intuition already picking up in some bullshit again. Okay. So as we walk into the house, I'm eyeballing them. Now it's like over like 5-6 of them, and it's just me and her. Okay. We go in the house. They get to talking like they want to fight or whatever, and I told them straight up, like, ain't no jumping, nothing. It's not gonna be no jumping. Like if y'all think y'all finna jump her in front of me, that shit's not flying, bro. That shit not going. Y'all not finna do none of that shit in front of me, bro. Like if y'all want to fight her, y'all have to fight me too. Like I'm on that type of time because I'm gonna call her P. P, she's so fucking sweet, dog. Like P's so fucking sweet. Like she's so loving, so caring. When I mean she's such a sweetheart, the most genuine person you will come by. When I mean like P is one of the people I feel like deserve her fucking flowers. Even though we ain't as cool or we ain't as close and things played out the way they played out, I still knowing P heart. P always had a big ass, good ass heart. I don't care if it was for her family, it was for her friends. I don't care. P was the type of person like you could cross her and she'll still be there for you. She'll still give you the shirt off her back. And I used to get on P like, P, no, bro, like these people don't deserve you, whether it's a dude or whether these girls talking about being your friend. They don't deserve you. P. And I knew that these girls wasn't valuing P. You feel me? They was really like trying to bully her. Like they really was trying to do her ass in. I didn't like that shit. Like I didn't know what had conspired or transpired before I had showed up. But I knew for one thing or two things for certain. With her being in my presence, you was not finna fucking jump her. You wasn't finna do that. No, that wasn't finna fly. That wasn't going. I don't care what you talk about. It wasn't finna fly. So they had whatever conversation they had, and we ended up leaving that day. And after that, me and P was locked in like this. Like this. Okay. I had a little crush on P oldest brother or whatever, and but I had realized along the way that P brother didn't like me like that. He didn't like me like that. I thought he liked me like that. He didn't like me like that. And then P had a friend that came over, and I think he was talking to one of her friends or something like that. I don't know, something like that. But he had a real crush on me, and I thought about talking to him, and then it just didn't go right. And I think P brother started to look at me different because I was starting to talk to old boy, but it was just like, bro, you don't like me like that. You don't like me like that. You're not trying to talk to me, none of that. So why did you feel this type of way that when he come around and he want to talk to me, talk to me? I didn't care about that. Like I seen it as like, even though that was your friend, I didn't care. I didn't see it like that because at the end of the day, it was just like, well, I thought I liked you. I told you I liked you. You didn't. I told you I had a crush on you. You didn't jump. You didn't leap. So clearly you don't like me like that. So I'm gonna just go on about my day. I'm gonna move around. Find somebody that actually like me. That's how I was seeing it. So that's what I did. I don't know if they felt some type of way about that after the fact, but anyway, my sister was crushing on her other brother. So we would hang out over there, kick it with them, stuff like that. Have fun. Then P and her mama used to smoke with them at that early age. At that time, we was 13. I was 13 at this time. So now, I think I skipped the part. I think I did. I think I skipped the part. No, I didn't skip a part. I didn't. All right. I was 13 at this time. They used to, was able to smoke Mary J with their mama at an early age because their mama was just one of the mamas that was like, before I let you go out in the streets and do it with random people, I'd rather you do it with me. So for a minute, my mama really wasn't rocking with it. You feel me? She really wasn't rocking with it at all. And one particular day, she let me hit the wood. And from that moment forward, I had been smoking Mary J. From the age of 13. But she didn't let my little sister. She didn't let my sister. Nobody else hit it. She only let me hit it because I was older. And we would all hang out and just be cool. So one day, in particular, we in the kitchen chilling. We all chilling. P, her brother, her other brother, mama, my mama. We all chilling at the table, kicking it. We playing Spoons, which is a game you can play with the cards. She had just turned us on to the game called Spoons. Now, remind you, if you ain't never played that game before, you need to play it. It's the best game ever. Put me on the Spoons, whatever. And long story short, me and her brother just kept like low key playing with each other. So he had threw a top at me. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get your ass back. Watch. So I waited, and I caught myself trying to be slick and just throwing that boy. And I threw it. I didn't realize that it had landed in his food. So he had felt some type of way about the top landing in his food. He caught himself trying to let time pass by and caught himself trying to get me when I was least expecting it. But he ended up messing me up at the same time. I was standing at the refrigerator and I actually went to turn for the refrigerator and I didn't realize that he was coming. And when I had turned, he had punched me real hard in my back. And I hit the floor and I just started crying. But it really messed me up my life, and I'm still dealing with that to this day. I'm still working through that to this day. But I've been messed up ever since the age of 13, and it's a lot of things I'm not able to do anymore. But you look at me and be like, "Oh, you're perfectly fine." No, I got some underlying issues that I just don't speak about. I make it look easy. That don't mean it is. But we're gonna leave off right here and stay tuned for the next portion of this testimony because it's gonna get even realer than this. If you guys are interested and want us to keep up to date on my testimony videos, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this video. Please don't forget to go over to my TikTok page and follow me at Lola.B_tarot on TikTok. If you would like to see the beginning of this testimony, which is 48 parts, but they are put into 60-second real videos. Also, if you guys are on a love healing journey, a self-love healing journey, if you want to get into meditation, or you are into meditation or yoga, or you want to do a spiritual cleansing, or you're interested in having some spiritual work done, depending on what the work is, you can book with me. You can check out my website. I will leave the website on here, or you can check out my website through TikTok or Instagram at Houze of Healing. You can also follow me on Instagram at Houze of Healing as well. And we offer wellness consultations where we figure out what it is we need to do to tackle the issues that you're facing along your journey, your self-healing journey, your self-discovery journey, or while you're trying to just get in fit, or you're trying to balance out your nutrition. We help and work with all of that. So if you're interested in getting some work done, getting some session, buying some ebooks, some nutrition guides, getting some bath scrubs, some bath soaks, spiritual cleansing tools or material, you can check us out on Instagram at Houze of Healing, or check me out on houseofhealing.com. Also, you can check us out at our website at Houze of Healing as well. Also, another announcement I would like to make is, if you guys want to donate either to me or to this business, to this channel, or to the Houze of Healing, I do have a crowdfunding for the Houze of Healing. It is posted on all of my social media platforms. I will post it here as well. If you would like to donate $1, $2, $20, whatever, anything is definitely grateful and definitely appreciated for. But yeah, guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment. I thank you guys for staying here and enjoying, and just listening to me as I give y'all in look on my testimony, an in look on my life, and the lessons that I've had to learn, different choices and decisions I've had to make throughout life, um, where my integrity and morals might have been challenged, where I have been put into situations where I had to overcome, I had to push through, I had to thrive. So I'm grateful for you guys for tapping in, for supporting me, for showing me love. And I hope that throughout this testimony, you guys can find some words of encouragement, you can find some wisdom, maybe somewhere you can relate and find a solution from some of the solutions that I've gained, that I have come upon when it comes to the situations that I deal with. So once again, I thank you guys. Love you so much. And I hope to see you in the next testimony video. Bye.